Lawson. I've been working at Thatcham Medical Practice as practice manager for over 20 years, and I've now just taken over the post as strategic director at the practice. So we're currently supporting 4 apprentices, 1 in senior management and leadership, level 7, a further finance manager who is now taking on level 5 operations management apprenticeship. We have a level 3 business and administrator apprentice and young apprentice, and then we also have an apprentice nurse, a registered general nurse. We have a contract with Royal Berks Hospital, and she's in her 2nd year now of her apprenticeship. So we've got both clinical and non-clinical apprentices working at the practice. We're using apprenticeships for succession planning. It provides a very good structured educational programme for our staff. It also has supervision where the apprenticeship includes educational supervision and mentorship and practice. It works very well on the different levels. Only pay 5% of the costs for the apprenticeship, which is a huge cost saving. It's also helped where we've been able to, we're looking in succession planning, training our staff up, so it's saved in recruitment fees. I think that the course helps with retention of staff. Obviously, we won't retain all our staff that are on apprentices, but the fact that they are motivated in their learning, they're supported in their learning, and they're able to reach their sort of potential and development within the practice is helpful. So my apprentice used his organisational skills that he'd learnt on the apprentice course to help with some of the smaller projects in practice. We recently had asylum seekers moving into one of our local hotels, and we needed to access interpreter services, and he was able to help organise that and share that learning with our reception staff. He's also been helping with the patient transport, the way that as a practice we've contacted patient transport and how that works for patients, and he's been using that as he's using his skills that he's learned from the course to be able to again promote that for both patients and staff. So the course has provided it's a generic background on the course, but we've been able to apply it in practice. The skills that he's used have been applied in practice for various projects. So. We also have a registered general nurse student in her 2nd year. She's been really helpful during her placements, helping with QOF target achievement, and also she's helped with some audit, for instance, infection control audit work within the treatment room, which has been really helpful. We have quarterly meetings with the training provider with the apprentice. So that's for shared learning, so that we're working on the same page together. There's many opportunities in practice for both mentors and supervision within the team. So we would have maybe like our finance officer, she's an expert in finance, and she'd be able to help with the business side of things for our leadership manager. And also within the PCN, there's a wide range of skills, staff skills that we can tap on to help with their expertise. It's really important for young people to give them the opportunity of primary care, and there are lots of advantages. You know, when they come into practice, they learn so quickly. They have excellent digital skills, which they share with staff. On the other side, they don't have the same life experience or as much life experience, and sometimes we may need more support where they become anxious at the way perhaps the patient's spoken to them, and more one-to-one supervision. I have found that during the apprenticeship, that's often towards the end of the apprenticeship, they're the ones supporting other staff at times when they may have been upset by something that's happened with a patient interaction. So it works both ways, I think. They're really, really fast on the computer. They put me to shame. they really do. They help. They learn very quickly. They learn the different IT databases, and they help share that with staff as well, support others. So I think sort of top tips would be for starting off with an apprenticeship, go for it really, because they need to be working a minimum of 30 hours. 6 of those hours are aside for the apprenticeship work that they're doing, and that's protected time for them in work hours. But what they give, within the practice. I think they help learning within the practice across all teams. Everybody learns from them, and they teach us like we teach them. And that can be learning on the job as well as away from that work post as such. So there may be areas of where they can be shadowing, they can be developed, taking on a new role under supervision. It doesn't have to be actually just out in an office on their own where it's protected writing essays, although that can be part of it. So I asked our apprentice how he felt the apprenticeship had benefited him as he came towards the end of the apprenticeship. And his words were communication skills. He gave me courage, confidence, and motivation to develop his sort of career. It also gave him the opportunity to see the different career pathways that were available within the NHS, not just in primary care, and that's something that I hope in future he'll pick up on.